Hello, everybody! Welcome again to another episode on Feed the Beast! For you, it might have been a day or two, but for me, it's only been about an hour tops. So, I had finished explaining the elevator. Now, let's go up to the third floor. You know what? I'm not going to take the elevator. Because I want to show you this. This is one of the problems I've been having with my elevator system. That it kind of cut right into this wall. So, and you can probably see I've dug up the floor here. Obviously, I have to change this wall. I mean, this won't work. Because when it's open, it goes all the way, the door opens all the way up to this cobblestone, which is a problem. But you know what? I noticed that I'd been getting a lot of lag. And I wasn't sure if it was because of that particular animated floor. I've been kind of considering tearing it down in my bedroom area, living room, living quarter ish deal as well. But I decided that I've kind of got storage all over the place, like on every single floor, and I just kind of want to consolidate all my storage into this floor because that's where most of my my building and you actually using the materials takes place. So it makes more sense for it to be in a more centralized location with all those machines. So I'll show you what I've done once I can find the way to get in. Aha! Made it. So I put some of the floor here. I'm sure if I use it in little bit, it should be okay. But you can see I redid it with the marble floor, and I stick the green lights in it at intervals. I actually think that the white with the glowing green looks really cool. The reason why I skipped this here is because I had the redstone current going under there from this guy. And actually, I don't think I showed you this guy. I don't remember. But I had basically made a program to, and I'm going to be setting it up again, to keep track of what time it is in the Minecraft world, and to, when it's night, it actually would send a signal over to this battery box, which is where my turtle charging station was, and that would cause, I have it set here, using this function to not emit any power when there's a redstone signal, which means when it's night, if I have a turtle charging here and it's nighttime, the signal will power on and the turtle will stop charging. That way I won't drain my solar power like my spare reserves. So I was trying to decide whether or not I want to keep this wall, and I just decided a few moments ago that I'm just going to do away with it. But I'd been clearing, I haven't been clearing. My turtle has been clearing this area very diligently out. Kind of all the way around. So what I kind of want to do is just take down all my machines and just, I'm going to need to carve this floor too. Hang on. Let's get this guy going on that. So we'll do a bore of, how long do we need to go? We need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Bore of 14. A width of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. And a height of 1. So you go at that. I left this area kind of filled in because of how the mountain is. I didn't want to jut too far out. This, I do have plans for this. I'm going to keep this part outdoors, and there's a reason for that. But we won't go into that now. I'm going to save that as a surprise for later. Hey, this looks a lot different, doesn't it? Yeah, I've been busy redoing all of my storage, as I'm pretty sure I mentioned. I was getting a whole lot of lag down in my industrial room, and I wasn't sure if the Zycraft, I think that's how you pronounce it, blocks were to cause for that, and I needed to redecorate it anyway. So I tore up that floor, and I'm actually, you know what? I think I showed that in my last video. Well, if I did, then just pretend I'm not an idiot right now, okay? So anyway, I wanted to show you this. This is coming along nicely, nice and clean. I wanted to show. I moved my solar panels over here. I've got 9 advanced solar panels surrounded by reinforced blocks and glass, and the reinforced blocks go a couple blocks down. I'll show you that from the other side. But yeah, I disabled this to try to prevent extra entities from spawning. I think I want to redo these walls so they're not so animated, just to help with the lag. But you can see, you can see what I've done here. I've shrunk my room, just to kind of give a little bit more room here. What I'm gonna do is tear down this wall, basically tear down my kitchen. I want the kitchen to kind of line up along that wall and maybe kind of make this spot a dining room area, and just kind of open up this whole place a bit. So, anyway, so here's what I've done here. A lot of progress. So, give you a quick tour. So, I basically removed the barrier between this floor and my other floor. It just made a lot more sense. I'm still counting them as different floors through my elevator. However, this will make it easier when I'm working in one or the other to access a storage, which is kind of sitting in the middle right now. And it's not complete yet, but I wanted to show you this so far. So this is all fancy setup because once I have enough power going and the materials to make it, I'm going to put a charging station right here in the center. And so you just come up here and charge your shit, and it'll be conveniently placed right next to the entrance. So over here, this is more of my Red Power and Buildcraft type machines. As you can see, I'm using various different Red Power cables, and I'm using these Red Power engines, which I think are cool as hell. And then in the back, I'm using the pneumatic tubes. Right now, everything's connected to just a regular iron chest. This is eventually going to go to my ender chest to get transported to my storage system. But yeah, I created this nice little program for it. It's just a very, very simple GUI. So I have the sucker pulse, which when I turn it on, basically pulses. I set the delay long to kind of ease the burden, but yeah, it pulses across all of my filters to suck out the items. It really doesn't need to be very fast, because when these are all operating, you know, each of these filters pretty much takes out a stack per pulse, so I could probably even slow this. Whoop, whoop. I can't walk worth shit. So each of these takes out a stack, so I really don't need this to be going very fast. So, yeah, there's that. And there's still some issues with it that I gotta figure out. Because sometimes they're just not sucking. Like, I don't know why it's not pulling out of here. but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. So, and how this is all set up is just basically I pick my machine, turn it on, and it turns it on. Yeah, and that's why I said these are cool, because they're so animated, and I think they just look awesome. The gear spinning and the blue and whatnot. So yeah, and then when I want to turn it off, I just turn it off. So it's a nice setup. So now that I've shown you guys that, I can finally cover this damn thing up. But I want to point out that I'm using bluetricity to power all this, which is why I'm using these specific engines. And you know, I figure my elevator does not really use a whole lot of bluetricity. And from what I understand, my whoa, I'm falling. Control yourself, guy. That guy. And these solar panels, with those two combined, I'm actually producing quite a lot of power. And I've got quite a few battery boxes strung up to keep the power nice and stored. So I can afford to do this and kind of ease my industrial craft power burden. I don't even know why I turned this on. Shut this down. There we go. So yeah, using blue power, easing my EU consumption, and yeah, everything's working nice. I like this setup. I really like this. The aqueous accumulator. You just stick 2 source blocks, and it just basically generates water on its own. It would even generate it without the source blocks here. But I have these liquid pipes sending it to my liquid transposer, so I can just stick a bucket in here and get a bucket of water whenever I need. I don't need an infinite source block. And this guy, the glacial precipitator. Let me turn this guy on. I've actually not used this yet. If I turn you on, what happens? How do I make something here? Enabled. Oh, it's just going. Let's see how well this works. It's actually pumping out pretty good. There you go. And just like that, I have ice. My this guy make sure it's constantly filled, and I've also got him hooked up to my carpenter, although I don't use this guy much. I really like the sawmill. I wish I knew about this earlier, how it takes one of these and it wait, how many does it do? Yeah. Takes 1 oak and turns it into 6 logs. I mean, that's nuts. So, oh, I'm actually generating ice right now. I forgot I was pulsing. So let me turn that off. And let me turn off my sucker. So yeah, there you go. Just like that, 6 ice blocks. So really cool. And then over here, I have a very similar setup. I've got basically all my industrial craft things with relays on top. I'm going to have a network of pipes, like from my ender chest, putting appropriate items into here. I probably don't need relays on top of each of these, but it's kind of nice to have. And then my computer, it's basically the same console, except I just have the sucker option. It does the same thing and sends them into this chest. And this works really well. I mean, there's no problems here. So I don't know what the problems are with those other things over there. Nobody likes them freaking things. I'm sure I think I showed you all these guys, so I won't bother talking about those. And if I do, I'll know by the time I posted this. But under here is my solar panels. You can see I got the reinforced thing. I don't want some stray creeper blowing those up because those were fucking expensive. FSU, fully powered, connected to this other one, which is fully powered. And then I'm following this logic, which I read somewhere. I don't know if this actually works like this or not. But this MFSU is first connecting to a high voltage transformer, which is inverted, which means that it's actually outputting extreme voltage into this. Yeah, that's right. It's getting the extreme voltage, which is then I have another high voltage transformer, which is turning it back. And I guess somehow when you do this, you actually gain a little bit of energy from that somehow. And I think it has to do with the internals. There's like a hidden internal storage in these guys, and I don't know the logic. I saw this funky diagram where a guy strung together, like he started with a generator and he just started with a low, then a medium, and then a high, all inverted, and then connected going back down a high, medium, and a low, and then I guess the end result had a little bit extra energy somehow, and I don't really get the logic. I'll have to read up on it more so I can fully understand it. But I've got these guys going to a medium, which is going to an MFE, which is going into 4 low voltages. Now this, I did read somewhere that for one MFSU, you would technically just bring it down to the one medium voltage, which will split it up into 4 low voltage packets or something like that. So I've got the 4 here, and then connecting back out. This is just basically, from what I understand, it's supposed to minimize my packet loss or so. Something. Oh, this isn't the internet, damn it. It's supposed to help my energy efficiency and minimize my the amount of energy I'm losing or wasting. And I'm not sure if I have this set up right, but I'm just kind of taking the word for it. So you might have seen over here, I do have an assembly table set up. It's not really doing anything right now. In fact, I should actually probably hook this up to that computer somehow. I'd have a lot of rerouting to do. Probably go around the side, but it works. Although, honestly, even though I made a couple chips, I don't exactly remember what I wanted this for. Yeah, I really don't. So I made some chips and I have no idea what I wanted to do with them. I'm sure I'll figure something out. But anyway, this is the meat and potatoes so far. Holy carp. Yeah, I want to have this wall, like it's staggered now because of my lack of barrels, but I want to have this full. And I'm going to try to keep it down to 1 barrel per item. And I want to, like cobblestone, like things that I know I'm going to have a lot of, I want to upgrade the chests to the higher capacity. And you're probably thinking, okay, wait, no. He won't be able to route his items into the storage system the way that I have it set up now. Because I have no tubes. Where's my tubes? Don't worry. I got it. I got it all under control. I have a plan. I'll show you guys later. But before I can make use of that plan, and since I need them for the upgraded barrels anyway, I need dark iron ingots. So I need a wrath igniter. But I think I'm just about out of time, so I'm gonna have to show you guys that next episode. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time.